Our world is filled with cell phones with features such as text messaging, mobile web, global positioning systems, internet connection, as well as music and video and game technology. It's hard to imagine that just 15 years ago, cell phones and Bluetooth accessories were figments of a computer engineer's imagination. Applications and advances in computer technology are changing the way we live, the way we work, the way we learn, and the way we communicate. Consequently, computer scientists and engineers are impacting our world through their innovative designs and inventions. The field of computer science and engineering is wide open, meaning if you can imagine and dream it, the opportunity probably exists. At Mississippi State University's Bagley College of Engineering, we talk to alumni and students who are working in this world of exciting technology and innovation. Amber Benson is studying different types of visual display technology at Mississippi State University.
Well, I think to be happy doing this type of work, you have to be interested in being in kind of a cutting-edge technology type field. And you have to be interested in exploring new things and learning new languages.
At the university's Institute for Neurocognitive Science and Technology, Benson is creating and writing computer code for an interactive game that runs on a 15-panel display wall. It has higher resolution than high-definition television.
Well, the class didn't focus just on the display wall. It focused on display technologies in general, and examples of those would be using a cell phone to interact with something, or just, programming on a cell phone in general, writing cell phone applications.
Of course, the computer visualization and graphics applications that Amber is studying are used beyond the world of entertainment. Mia Liu is using her master's degree in computer engineering to create visual interface applications for medical and research personnel. Liu moved all the way from Shijiazhuang, China, a small city located about 3 to 4 hours outside of Beijing.
Yeah, it's about 10,000 miles away from here, I guess. The program is very attractive to me, and they have a very inviting international student program, so I think that's the main reason I'm here.
Doctors and aerospace fluid dynamic research specialists depend on Liu's user-friendly software interface to create animation and simulation of airflow in the lungs. Liu's visual application software will help medical experts understand how to design better techniques for aerosol drug delivery.
Well, they have very powerful supercomputers here at the High Performance Computing Center, and they can model this behavior, but that's only half the story. It doesn't actually show you what's going on. For that, you need visualization. And that's where we come in. We allow them to sort of sift through this data in a more meaningful way and more structured way that allows them to answer the questions that they're interested in faster and better.
Augmented and virtual reality special effects have been used in the filmmaking and video game industries for years. Now this technology is currently merging into the real world. It's now under development for use in the medical, military, and tourism industries.
It's really fascinating. You see this kind of stuff in movies, and you never really think that you're going to get the opportunity to work with it. And then you come to a program like we have here at Mississippi State, and it's available for computer scientists to go into and do really cutting-edge research with.
Augmented and virtual reality are oftentimes confusing to the everyday computer user. They're both used to make and help people view the world differently. However, augmented reality is like its name implies. It's just a little more real.
Well, in virtual reality, you're looking at a completely unreal computer-generated world. However, in augmented reality, you still maintain your view of the world around you. It's almost like putting on sunglasses and then having computer-generated elements added to it. For instance, you could be standing in a virtual hallway and have a virtual avatar give you a tour of a building.
Slip on a pair of these $50,000 high-tech goggles, and the camera mounted on the back begins to take thousands of pictures, which the computer software then tracks and immerses the user into a 3D world.
I'm working on X-ray vision. It's kind of like Superman's X-ray vision. You can see behind the walls and stuff. So I'm working on that technology. In real world, like in fires, and fireman goes in to save people, and there's no way they can see behind the smoke. I mean, there are infrared devices which they can use to see behind the smoke, but it's not possible to see behind the walls. And in X-ray vision, they have that map which we can project on top of that display, so they know the way to exit ways to get out of that fire.
Jones and Singh continue research on the project under the guidance of Dr. Ed Swan, professor of computer science and engineering at the Bagley College of Engineering.
I like that it's using technology with people involved. This is using computer technology, but it's not really about computer technology. It's more about optical technology and perceptual psychology, but we have to build our own devices. So this is because it's such a cutting-edge field. 20 years ago, to do any sort of computer graphics, you also had to build your own devices or write your own rendering programs or something like that. Now that area has become doable with lots of off-the-shelf software.
From a training tool to video games to something right out of a comic book, Swan's augmented reality technological research has the possibility to impact many aspects of people's lives and give them unfathomable abilities, even if they aren't from Krypton. Bagley College of Engineering students are learning how to catch the bad boys of cybercrime. The computer engineering forensics class teaches them, as they say, to make a bust, collect evidence, and present those facts in a court of law.
The computer forensics examiner is not going to be the one that busts down the door and collects the evidence, but they may be called in to identify what could be gathered in terms of evidence. What's important? What do they need to capture? What do they need to bag and tag, as it will?
When the student examiners finish scrutinizing the evidence, they begin helping the investigators prepare it for trial. The next step in the process is presenting the evidence as an expert witness during the mock trials.
The primary role of a computer forensics expert or any expert witness is actually education. And when they're called to testify, part of their role is to educate the jury, the judge, and the attorneys as to what that technology means and what the evidence that was discovered means.
Computer security and computer forensics professionals are responsible for protecting information in the world of cyberspace and on commercial and personal computer systems. Their responsibilities cover a range from identity theft to protecting a company's intellectual property, to safeguarding a patient's medical profiles, to working with the CIA and the Department of Defense in keeping our country safe.
WLOX News at 6.
The governor has put South Mississippi under a state of emergency.
When Hurricane Katrina hit the Mississippi Gulf Coast, Kevin Bupp was using his computer science and engineering expertise to help federal emergency management and Mississippi emergency management teams search for and rescue people. As a senior software developer, he works for a geographical information systems company called Envision Solutions.
More than 50% of Hancock County itself, which is where we're based, was underwater. When you consider that, and then the surge and the waves and the wind, just about every street sign was down. All the lights were down. Some of the streets were covered with sand, and you just couldn't see it. When search and rescue would come in and say, we need a search grid map in order to deploy all our teams, and we were able to say, oh, okay, well, we can do that. How do you want it? And we worked with them, and within hours, being able to say, okay, here you go. Here's your deployment plan. That kind of stuff is exciting, because you're actually making a difference.
Although a career in computer science and engineering may mean a world of writing computer codes and programs, as well as building the computer hardware to run the software, Bupp makes an important point that all students pursuing this degree should keep in mind.
I decided to choose computer science because it allows me to do just about anything in my mind. If I work with a civil engineer, we have to understand what they do in order to be able to write a program for them to help them. If we work with agriculturists, we need to learn a little bit about farming so we can help make their job easier. Wherever you end up working, it's going to be a matter of, you're going to be learning more. And that's kind of the exciting side of it, is that even though you're developing the software and you're programming, you're going to be learning a lot more along the way. And my niche right now happens to be mapping.
Envision Solutions Corporate Operating Officer and co-founder Craig Harvey says hiring BUP as a senior software developer was advantageous because BUP became familiar with the company through the university's cooperative education program.
It's one of the things that we have with Mississippi State, and we've been dealing with them since our inception in '02. They don't know just engineering. They're very well-rounded students. We get them typically at the sophomore level, just after their sophomore year. They come in on our staff, and they're brought on at a professional level at that stage. So their early professional development weighs heavily in what makes them valuable later on.
Jason Aycock, a computer science and engineering major, is working through the MSU co-op program with ThyssenKrupp. They make computerized components for elevators. In fact, they are designing the computerized kiosk and elevators for the new Freedom Towers that will memorialize the former World Trade Center towers that were destroyed by the 9/11 terrorist attacks.
You learn different aspects of different things once you come to the co-op program. You learn different ways of working with other people, different types of work you could be doing, not necessarily just computer science. The main reason why is where you can do multiple things. You're not just set in one way, you can actually do multiple things throughout the day.
Aycock's co-op experience with ThyssenKrupp was so successful that they offered him a computer science and engineering job at their Corinth, Mississippi manufacturing facility at the end of his junior year.
When I look at an engineering staff, I want to find someone with initiative, someone that's creative, someone that can look at a process or an operation and say, I can use my computer skills or my engineering skills to make that better and improve it. Personality, character goes a long way, but also having a very good engineering background also is a strength that I look for.
Mark Parisi, a graduate student in CSE, agrees and advises when choosing an engineering college, make sure they offer practical experience because it is just as important as classroom knowledge.
Especially in Mississippi State, they give us the opportunity to feel firsthand many different arenas, and that was the goal of the degree, is to open our minds up to many different aspects of computer science. And I think with that, I know I'll have a good job. I know I'll do well with it. So to me, it's all about confidence. If you can do well at your degree, I know I can do well at my job. So it's all about the confidence.
For more information about the Bagley College of Engineering Computer Science and Engineering Department, please contact us at 662-325-2756 or office@cse.msstate.edu.